to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Phoebe Gates is shutting down racist comments about her relationship. The daughter of the billionaire tech giant Bill Gates and his ex-wife Melinda Gates has experienced backlash on social media. The 20-year-old went public with her boyfriend, Robert Ross, in May of 2022. The Stanford students appeared throughout each other's social media and comments were getting ugly. Most of the online trolls fixated on the fact that Ross is black. They even alluded to the fact that he is dating Gates for her money and status. In response to a news outlet, she stated, "It's 2023. I'm done being memed for being in an interracial relationship." Their first post dates back to October 2022, with the two pictured at a friend's wedding. The second post is a moment in front of a fireplace during New Year's Eve. Furthermore, within the interview, Gates state, quote, "The misconception and conspiracy theories about my family and my relationship and my boyfriend is the worst part of her social media popularity." Gates also revealed that she is aware that most of the attention she is getting, whatever negative or positive, is because of her last name. Quote, "I'm pretty realistic that people started following me because of my family's last name, and people probably find it funny to see my dad being a goof and playing." She also continued by stating, "People have a lot of preconceptions about me." So TikTok has been a chance for me to tell my own story and also the attention my family name might have brought to the spotlight and issues that are important to me, like women's health and sustainable fashion. The Seattle, Washington native noted that she wasn't even allowed to have a cell phone until she was 14. Gates welcomed the onlookers no matter what made them follow her. She just hopes they stick around. Quote, "But once they follow me, they stick around. And I think some of that is because of the issues that I post about, like women's health. I like to bring audiences along to events I go to, my life at college, and what's front of my mind for me." That kind of stuff.
Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
You know the old saying, once you've had black, you'll probably end up a single mother on welfare. She'll be able to avoid this since daddy is a billionaire.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
Contribution to the minority community. Let her feel like she's doing something meaningful.
It's just like, man, it's like, where is God in this conversation?
Every white father's worst nightmare, or every father, in fact.
And you know, truth be told, I'm not a very big fan of the black people.
Not as bad looking as the Kardashians, Miss Gates, and you certainly have a more solid financial future. So I cannot understand why you are unknowledgeable of the facts that a solid future of man and wife means they must have the same background, same friends, same moral teachings, same religious outlook, and same parental backing. Otherwise, it doesn't end well.
And
Accusations.
These are not accusations. This is
False accusations.
And
Race mixing ruins diversity. It's wrong, and it's okay to call it out. What's wrong with the Gates girls? What? Can they not find white guys to date and marry? They are turning into cheap Microsoft Kardashians and Jenners.
Still going on about that? You got wrapped up, it's cool, innit? Gonna have to eat that one.
Everybody should just let her date whoever she wants. She find out the hard way that her current relationship is not in her best interest. It might be an elevator or it might be in tabloids, but she will find out that her current decision is not going to be a lasting one. At 20, they rarely are.
You smart. You loyal.
So she loves the BBC, or British Broadcasting Network. At least he's not on welfare.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Just brought herself BBC, or the British Broadcasting Network.
Me. You You hear what you're saying out loud, brother?
Means she dates a gross.
What did he say? What did he say? What did he say?
What is better than a black dating a white woman? A black dating a rich white woman. Talk about hitting the lottery for the species. Hey, stick to your own. I forgot. All the black women are drugged out with no teeth and 15 children.
It's okay. It's not okay, though. It's not, you know?
Isn't that what prompted Paris Hilton's fame? Being in an interracial videotape? She's changing her name to LaQuisha.
Yeah, double homicide.
So I wanted to showcase all of those comments that people normally leave. So this is pretty much a generalized portion of the conversation where I'm directing this specifically at black people who feel that they made it to the promised land or whatever it is, right? You feel that if you do your own thing, you focus on your own stuff, ain't nobody going to talk about you, right? Everybody is going to be completely fine. Obviously not. People in that community, they're not fine with you being in an interracial relationship. Don't matter if it's with one of their men or one of their women. They're not fine with it at all. These are the normal comments that I normally sit up there and see. But the problem that ends up taking place and happening is that only one demographic, in a sense, takes the brunt of all of this, right? And this is when it leads back to Phoebe Gates and her current boyfriend at this moment in time. Whenever it just so happens to be a black man that is in a interracial relationship that is not saying anything about black women, not putting, any type of light or anything like that, right? Nothing negative. Not even putting a focus. Comments like this will just so happen to show up. Now, the comments that you saw took place by one side of the community that is Caucasian, right? Now, if you were to play the same story and go on social media and look under those posts, you'll see fields of other women that will decide to leave comments negatively. Not talking about Phoebe, but more so talking about him. So the main thing that I want to point out to a lot of people here is one of the main facts that I have brought up before. If black people would stop sending their kids to other people's colleges, well, guess what? Chances are they'll end up finding and falling in love with somebody who looks just like them. But the moment in time that you decide that you want to put them into a prestigious college or somewhat or wherever, right? A college that is not a HBCU, guess what? Chances are highly great that that child is going to run into somebody else that they are going to deem or find attractive, or those other people are going to find that child attractive. And that's clearly what happened. How did that happen? Because both of them go to Stanford. So he's a young black man going to Stanford. I can pretty much more than likely say Stanford College is not ultra diverse, right? But they more than likely have some portions of black people there. But more than likely, the overwhelming majority of Stanford, just like if we're dealing with Connecticut, is going to be what? White. It's going to be Caucasian. So since he went there, she went there. Somehow, some way, they ended up forming some type of bond. They might have found out that they like similar things, that they're interested in similar things. Maybe they might even take the same classes. However, it basically worked out. That's how their relationship happened. That's how their relationship happened. And the most interesting, other part about this is that when the reverse takes place, magically it's looked up as a come up, right? So if it's like a Serena or whoever it is that ends up dating somebody who has a last name that has wealth and all this, type of stuff, magically it's a come up. City girls are up, right? City girls are up. But then when it comes and it just so happens to be a young black man or a black man in general that is dating a woman who has a last name and who has money, oh, ain't no celebration. They not trying to say the same thing. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Funny, ain't it? What's good for one is magically bad for another. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? But you know, like I said, to encompass the whole thing, the main reason that I did this video and the main reason that I showcased these comments is to showcase the fact that a lot of these exact same people, don't matter if they're Democrat, Republican, whatever it is, whatever side of the board they are, this is how they generally feel about black people. This is how they are on the inside, right? They just don't show it. You have some that are outward with it. You have some that will, throw some sneak disses every now and again. They'll throw some daggers. It'll miss on purpose, but you'll know they threw something, right? But in general, the overwhelming majority of Caucasian Americans in America feel this exact same way whenever it is that they see an interracial relationship, at least when it details of somebody that is black. When they can visually see that you're black, it's a problem. If you're technically like a Meghan Markle, they're okay. They still have a problem, but they're more okay with it because it's not in their face that you're black. That's when they can be like, oh, I don't see color. I don't even know what she is. Right? That's when they can pull, that type of card. But with the Phoebe Gates situation, they can't sit up there and say that they don't see color because it's completely obvious. You can see the contrast: dark, light, light, dark. You can completely see it. It's night and day, literally. That's exactly what it is. And the only thing that I sit up there and focus on at the end of the day, they're young, they can do whatever it is that they want to do. They're college educated, so I'm pretty sure they have a better outlook than the greater majority of the people, of the adults that are directly judging them right now. I'm pretty sure they got more money saved up than most of the adults that want to critique and comment them about their relationship right now. It comes to the point in time where it's like, if they're happy, it is what it is, because ain't nobody judging them out here is going to sit up there and take the opportunity to get to know and actually date them and formulate a relationship and a bond with them. Ain't nobody going to do it. But everybody will fixate their mouth to make sure that they have a comment to speak negatively on what it is that they're doing. Well, 9 times out of 10, they can't even sit up there and hold a 10-minute conversation. They can't even hold down a simple relationship for longer than 3 months. They can't even keep their marriage together. Like I said, look at the divorce rates. So, you know what? They're young, they're college educated, they have their future, directly in front of them. They can do whatever they want to do. The time is not up on them. But for everybody else, like I said before, that want to say something negative, they're old, their time is up, death is right at that door or right next to them. So you better sit up there and start taking care of your health. You better start taking care of your kids. You better start taking care of your relationships versus being grown and old and worried about what two young people are sitting up here doing.